Right now, without realizing it, comparison is reshaping how you see yourself. Not loudly, not dramatically, but subtly. Every time you scroll and see someone ahead, earning more, achieving more, looking better, moving faster, your brain registers it as a threat, and your nervous system reacts accordingly. Your confidence dips, your focus scatters, your self-worth becomes conditional. And here's the dangerous part. You think the problem is that they're ahead, but the real problem is where you're looking, because you are comparing your private reality to someone else's public highlight. And that distortion slowly erodes you. But this isn't a new problem, and it isn't just motivational talk. From the Stoics of the West to the sages of the East, one truth has echoed across centuries. Your worth is not determined by someone else's timeline. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, wrote in his private journal, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. Notice the direction, inward, not sideways, not outward, inward. Outward, inward." Because comparison steals three things from you. It steals your focus. Instead of building your path, you monitor someone else's. Instead of improving your craft, you measure your position. Growth requires attention. Comparison divides it. It steals your gratitude. Theodore Roosevelt said it clearly, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And he was right. You cannot be grateful and envious at the same time. One builds peace, the other builds insecurity. Comparison fuels envy. Envy fuels insecurity. Insecurity fuels self-doubt. And slowly, the joy that once came from your own progress disappears. But the deepest damage is this: comparison steals your identity. The more you measure yourself against others, the more you begin to shape yourself around them. Their timeline becomes your pressure. Their milestones become your anxiety. Their definition of success becomes your borrowed goal. And borrowed goals create borrowed stress. Here's something ancient wisdom understood well. Different things grow at different speeds, and for different reasons. A bamboo seed can remain underground for years. No visible growth, no applause, no validation. Then suddenly, in a short span, it rises dramatically. Now look at a marigold. It blooms quickly, brings instant color, immediate beauty. Both are beautiful, both are purposeful, but neither questions the other's timing. So why do you? Your gifts are different. Your struggles are different. Your upbringing is different. Your opportunities are different. Of course, your timeline is different. And yet modern culture pressures you to grow at someone else's pace. That is the quiet violence of comparison. So what is the alternative? Not pretending you don't compare, but redirecting it. Instead of asking, why am I not where they are? Ask, am I better than I was? Not what society calls success, not what trends call success, not what relatives compare. Your definition: for some, success is money. For others, freedom. For others, peace. For others, creativity. And for some, it is simply being 1% better than yesterday. There is a Japanese philosophy called Kaizen, continuous, incremental improvement. Not dramatic leaps, not overnight transformation. Small, steady refinement. One improved habit, one better decision, one controlled reaction, one focused hour. It sounds simple, but over time, it is unstoppable. Because when your benchmark becomes internal, your confidence stabilizes. When your growth becomes personal, your peace becomes sustainable. And here is the final shift. Celebrate others, not because you must suppress envy, but because their success proves possibility. If someone else can do it, it means it can be done. Let it expand you, not diminish you. Listen carefully. You cannot build a meaningful life while constantly measuring it against someone else's highlight reel. It is impossible. The only comparison that builds you is the one between who you were and who you are becoming. Growth is personal. Comparison is optional. And tomorrow, be 1% better than yesterday. That is enough. If this message resonated with you, then you already understand something powerful. Growth is personal, and that's what Growth Compass is about. Not chasing noise, not competing for validation, but navigating life with clarity, discipline, and self-respect. If you want more conversations like this, where we grow inward before we grow outward, subscribe and walk this journey with me, because the only direction that truly matters is forward.